Hey everybody, I'm Tony George from DocSports.com, and he is Sean Salisbury wearing the enemy shirt here as a Kansas City Chiefs fan. We'll go ahead and let them rate, Las Vegas Raiders. I'm going to give them love, Sean. 14 weeks out of the year. The other 2 weeks they play the Chiefs. They're not getting any love from me, just so you
And
know.
they're not going to get any love from the Chiefs either, so I understand, man. I get it. That's the
we
goal.
got
Beat the Chiefs, the rest takes care of itself.
Chiefs got themselves an offensive line this year upcoming.
Oh
No more
yeah.
Super Bowl problems. So Sean
Scary.
and I,
Scary.
Sean and I will be talking about some NFL down the road here. We're talking some Major League Baseball here today, and I am trying to figure out, Sean, the love for the Minnesota Twins in this game. Yesterday, my premium clients were gifted Chicago White Sox minus 110. They beat them 16-4 last night. You got Lance Lynn on the hill. Minnesota, Sean, is 0-7 against right-handed starters. They're 2-8 their last 10. The White Sox are playing like one of the best teams in Major League Baseball. And Sean, that is still with some injuries, I might add, what they're doing here. And Lynn is on the hill taking on Pineda. Pineda, last time on May 13th, he faced the White Sox. The White Sox won 4-2, and he gave up, 2 home runs, 4 hits, and 3 runs, and 2 home runs in 5 innings of work. Chicago White Sox minus 120 here in what basically minus 110 is a pick 'em, Sean. Help me out here trying to figure out this line here, because do we drink the Kool-Aid on the White Sox, or do the odds makers know something we don't here?
I think it's easy to drink it right now with the way they're playing. Lance Lynn is pitching lights out this year. I mean, the guy has been phenomenal. Here's one little sidebar to this, aside from the fact that it's in Minnesota, which may not have anything to do with this spread that they've put out. But when you get beat as bad as they did last night, giving up 16 runs, the response after being humiliated matters. And another sidebar, if you remember in this game now, 3-0 count, they're getting hammered. They bring in a non-pitching pitcher, meaning a regular player, an everyday player to pitch to get out of it because they didn't want to milk their pitching staff. 3-0 count. White Sox are hitting, the guy homers on a non-pitch. So that unwritten rule that we seem to have in baseball, you're not. I don't like unwritten rules. It's like, well, you brought in a non-pitcher who's an everyday player to pitch to save your staff because you're getting beat up. Yet I'm supposed to sit there and look at a pitch that comes right down the middle and not hammer it. Yet if it was 3-1 or 1-2, you're okay if I swing at it. So keep an eye. I don't know how the Twins are going to respond, but when you get beat like that, that unwritten rule of you can't be swinging 3-0 when you're up that many runs on a non-pitcher in the game, and they did, and they hammered it. I think the over-under is 8 in this game too. You're going to have to really work to score runs on Lance Lynn. Pineda's pretty good too. But the White Sox, you mentioned, Tony, with their lineup, even with guys, with their full slate of players not in there, they mash. When you go down Major League Baseball, when the Dodgers are great, when the Padres are swinging it well, when the Astros are on fire, and the White Sox, Yankees as well, when those teams are mashing, look out because they're exhausting for pitching. I like Lance Lynn in this game. I'm probably thinking more of the number for me than I am as far as the over/under number than I am the what is it, minus 125 you said, Tony? Is that what it is?
120.
Yeah, minus one is while I love Lance Lynn, I'm always curious to see how a team responds after you were humiliated the night before.
Well, the one thing here, if you take a look at the ERAs on the totals perspective, you got Lynn at a 1.30 ERA, Pineda 2.79, which is very respectable. And the one thing you look at more so than the ERAs is the WHIP, the walks and hits per inning, 0.98 for Lynn, Pineda 1.01. So that lends itself. The total, I just checked the live lines when you were talking, is 8.5. I'm curious to know how this is going to respond, because if you can get either one of these pitchers to 6 innings, Sean, That may be a low-scoring game here, but I'm worried about the bullpen of Minnesota, 6.50 ERA, their last 5 games. If you were going to look at a total here, my advice would be first 5 innings under, and that's going to be around 4. And you can play the first 5 innings here. I think both these pitchers are going to do well today. It was a 4-2 game last time they played, and neither one of them went past 5.2 innings.
Right.
And that was let's see, 5 days ago. That being said, I would suspect a stronger lead on the under just because the line scares the piss out of me. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
So at the end of the day, and we must have to take the underdogs. You got a dog in the background. Look at that. Look at the puppy.
That's my
Live
dog
television.
Patron. My dog Patron says take the under for sure. So there you go.
Hey, we have a consensus here. Sean likes the under 8.5. I tend to lean to that. I would look at the first 5 innings under in the Major League Baseball game tonight. And boy, it's tough to lean Chicago because it looks like such a setup trick line. And then we had the underdog dog Patron in the background. That's an omen. So it's either Minnesota or nothing for us here today.
Take the
Sean
dog,
Salisbury.
brother.
There you go. Sean Salisbury is on iHeartRadio, ladies and gentlemen. He has one of the best sports talk shows in the country. And we're going to be doing an NBA breakdown today in the early game as well. Be sure and tune into that video. Thanks for tuning in.